The secrets of strangers can be untangled if you can read them well enough. You are such a genuine gem. Thank you for clicking on my video. I'm Brooke Makenna, and today we are going to be reading a story that I thought may really interest you guys, and it is called I Found a Diary in a Pile of Used Books, and I'm terrified that the story of the missing person is true. Quite a long title, but it really intrigued me. And you know, with these stories that we read, sometimes they can be looked at as urban legends, they can be looked at as true stories, or complete fiction. And I really love reading books, and I love any sort of fiction or creepy thing whatsoever, and so you guys really seem to like it as well. There are some that don't, and if so, there are plenty of other true crime videos that are coming for you guys, but the ones who do enjoy it, I really am glad that you are here listening. And just to give me a little break from the mental weight that it takes to research all those dark cases, this is just more of a, a little bit of a relief for me to get out of it. So I hope that that's okay for this video today. By the way, I post so much content, whether it's these type of stories, whether it's creepy paranormal, whether it's true crime, anything in those lines, and you can request things down below. So if you are interested, I would love to see your support by either subscribing if you're not already, or thumbsing up this video if you are, or leaving a nice comment down below if you want to do that. Let's get into the story. Before you say anything, yes, I will be going to the police, but I wanted to share this with you first. So my local grocery store, it has this cool thing. See, right as you walk out with your groceries, there's this bookshelf. It's not tidy or orderly, but it's cool. It's a used book service. You can bring your own for others to read, or you can grab one to take home. Just stick $1 in the jar for charity. Honor system. I've snagged a few good ones, nothing super popular or anything, but some good true crime stuff, couple of old mysteries, then this. I first noticed its worn rosy pink leather with the word secrets embossed in faded silver. A lock hung uselessly off the side of the book, broken. I'll be honest, I thought it was a gimmick. Secrets was the title, and it was clever marketing shit to get me to pick it up. I thumbed through it, handwritten pages, a pale pink ribbon to mark your spot, and decided to bring the thing home. I already told you, I'm going to the police, but this is what I found inside. Starting on page 1. March 11th, 1991. Brad is gone, and it's all my fault. It's been 3 days. I know I flew off the handle. I said things I can't take back, but God, he's just such a jerk sometimes. We're supposed to do that big brother, little sister shit, but that got old after we graduated high school. Mom's inconsolable. She keeps saying it's just one of his pranks. He'll be back, Jennifer. He's just playing one of his games. I know all about Brad's games. He was famous for them as a kid, and you'd think he'd grown out of it. A guy in his 20s with a job and car insurance, but no. Brad still found time to pour ice water in my shower or trap my deodorant in a Jell-O mold. I don't know why I moved in with him in the first place. Yes, I do. Because I don't have the money for my own place. But Brad was nice about it, at first. He said it'd be fun to live together, even offered to take me out for my birthday. I should have known better. Mom gave me this journal when I was a little kid. I found it when I moved, thought it was lame, and didn't really give it a second thought. Now that Brad's gone, though, I feel awful, and I thought maybe writing about it would help. Anything's better than listening to the police talking to Mom in the kitchen, telling her that they're still looking. But more than 48 hours has passed, and those are the most important when a person goes missing. March 12th, 1991, the next day. Brad is still gone. He's still not home. The police told Mom he's probably just blowing off some steam. He's a youngish guy, and he might just be slumming it somewhere, getting drunk or hooking up. They don't know that we were already drunk when it happened. I should have told them that in the beginning, I guess. I thought I heard stuff moving around in my kitchen last night, but when I got up, no one was there. The cabinet doors were open, but maybe I forgot to shut them. I haven't been sleeping much. The next entry is 3 days later, on March 15th, 1991. Mom just sits in her bedroom and cries. She won't come out and talk to me, so I go back to my empty apartment. It's a lot quieter without Brad. Brad's been gone for a whole week now. They've been putting up pictures of his face all over town. He'll probably be on the news soon. I'm trying to make myself right about what happened, but it's hard. We've been drinking, like I said, wandering back from downtown because we were celebrating my birthday, and we were both too smashed to drive. We got to the sketchy part of town, and I knew it was Brad. He'd led us there on purpose. I told him it was shitty. He was a guy, and he might think it was funny, one of his games, but as girls know, that bad part of town at night and drunk is just a recipe for disaster. He didn't care. He said, "Come on, let's check out that building. I hear it's haunted." That's Brad for you. I'm drunk and hungry on my birthday, thinking we might just have a good time as brother and sister for once, and then he leads me to an abandoned building at midnight. I begged him not to go in, but he went ahead anyway, and I didn't have a choice. If I didn't follow him, I'd be alone. So I went in with him. He shouldn't have gone there. He shouldn't have made me go. I don't feel like writing anymore. The next entry is 2 days later, March 17th, 1991. I kept waking up in the middle of the night. Weird enough, it's the same time every night, 2:36 a.m. It's probably just nerves, but I feel like someone's watching me. Brad's still gone. The next day, March 18th, 1991. Why did Brad insist on going in that building? Why couldn't we just have a nice time for my birthday? I followed him into that building, this hulking monstrosity. It was probably an old apartment complex or something. A place that no doubt wasn't haunted at all, but just an excuse for Brad to play one of his games. I mean, I should have known that, I guess. He started running up the stairs, taking them 2 at a time. I had to take off my heels to catch up with him, and was scared the whole time, like I might step on a hypodermic needle or something. This place was a real dump. I almost fell down the stairs, and that made me mad. I almost dropped my shoes, and when I rounded the corner to tell him so, Brad jumped out from behind a big chunk of concrete and yelled, "Boo!" like a stupid little kid. Except it worked. I screamed and dropped my shoes and my purse, and they went tumbling down the broken concrete steps, and Brad just laughed and laughed and laughed. I got so mad I started hitting him. I don't think I would have been as mad if I hadn't been drunk, but I was. He was laughing still, backing away and shielding himself with his arms while I slapped and shrieked that he was an a-hole. He was the worst brother ever. He was a shit person and a horrible roommate, and the only reason I was even living with him was because I was too broke for my own place, and if I had the money, I wouldn't bother to see him ever again. Yes, it was mean, but I meant it. What I didn't mean was for Brad to keep backing up while I swatted at him. I wanted him to stand there and take it, but he kept laughing and backing up, and all of a sudden, he was gone. He was there, right there in front of me, and then gone. Down the open elevator shaft neither of us saw, down all 5 floors. If I had to guess, it was probably 2:36 a.m. I'm only writing this because my apartment isn't so quiet anymore. Brad's still gone, but he's not. I think he followed me home. March 20th, 1991. Okay, Brad, see? I'm doing it. I'm writing. Stop screaming at me. I can't take the screaming. When he fell down the elevator shaft, I should have gone for help, but I didn't. I was scared, okay? I was worried someone would think I pushed him, and I don't know, maybe I sort of did, so I didn't go for help. I covered him with rubble and debris, and I left him there because I thought they'd find him. Maybe think he got murdered for his wallet or something, but they haven't found him, and at this point it's too late to tell the cops, or I'll be implicated. I can't tell them. Brad, please stop screaming. March 26th, 1991. Brad wants me to go to the police, but I can't. I don't want to go to prison. He keeps playing these pranks, stacking all of my chairs on top of each other, turning all the pictures on the wall backwards, making the faucets run blood instead of water. It's his stupid games, but now they're worse because he's angry, and now he has more power. I hope just writing it out would help, but he's not happy. He wants me to pay, but I did. I paid just by being his sister. Something like this was bound to happen, you know? Him and his games. I'm starting to get pretty scared, but I don't know what to do. March 30th, 1991. This is Jennifer. I did it. I pushed Brad. Brad is never coming back, so I did what I had to do. Consider this my suicide note. Brad is gone, and it's all my fault. I didn't expect it to end that way. I thought it was... oh. I feel like that could very easily be a very true story if she accidentally killed her brother and then took her own life because she couldn't deal with it. That's just crazy. I don't even know what to say. Do you think that that could be real? Because I totally do. And I feel like from those letters, it was more about her worried about getting caught than actually feeling bad that her brother had passed away, which is horrible. But you'll have to let me know if that's what you got from it too, because I just felt like she just continued to say like, oh, it would have happened anyway because of his games, like, which totally could have been like a shock thing. Like maybe she was in shock. She didn't expect that to happen. You know, she felt so bad because her mother was going through this, and that's just how she got through it. I almost feel like a lot of it was kind of saying, would have happened anyway. I just wish it wouldn't have been me that had done it. And so I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm going to take my own life. Is that horrible to say? I hope not. I never wish anyone to take their own life, ever. But that's just insane. I feel like that could totally happen, and the fact that he just found it at a random old books just that are laid out, somebody could have very easily been like, ah, this doesn't matter, chuck it out, and then you have a diary of a confession. But what I want to know is if anybody actually ever found the diary prior to this. Like, does the police already know that this happened and that's why she took her life, or did they never find this and they just found her body and they never really had the case solved? Or did they find his body under that rubble at any point? So many questions, and that's why these stories are so good, because they do leave you questioning, which some people completely hate that, but me, I'm like, I love to come up with scenarios of what happened afterwards. Of course, if it's a false story. If it's a true story, I hope that they found his body and that they knew that she had done it. But I hope you did enjoy this little storytelling. If you don't know, I love writing. I actually write poetry on my Instagram, which is just at @BrookeMakenna_, if you would like to follow it. And I have actually written 2 novels, and I'm working right now on my 3rd one, and I'm hoping I will get published this year. So keep your fingers crossed for me. I'm manifesting it into reality, because this is just, it's my passion. Like, maybe my #1 passion is writing. I just like to share stuff with you guys more than just true crime and stories like this, a little bit about me. So yeah, that is one of my biggest passions. I'd love to hear some of your biggest passions down below as well, even though that's going to be kind of weird to like see comments down below like with this story, but you know, I love to know more about you guys as well. And I feel like with a journal, especially in this, you can tell a lot about a person. And so if I were to read your journal, what would I read about you? You don't really have to tell me everything, but just something. I'd love to get to know you guys more, because it is hard through a screen. Like, you guys, I can tell you guys about me, but unless you comment back, I don't really know much about you. Although I do know that you guys are some of the kindest people that I have ever been in contact with. And I appreciate that every single day. But I will stop rambling, and please make sure to thumbs up this video if you enjoy the way that I presented this, and I will link the original one down below if you want to read it for yourself. But don't ever forget to speak up. Your voice is powerful enough, and I love you to absolute pieces. Okay? Bye.